Well, let's get to it. Let's start with many political pundits seem ready to crown Donald Trump the Republican nominee. And in the second quarter of the year, as the indictments came down, Trump doubled his haul from the previous quarter, raising more than $35 million. But a closer look at the polling between DeSantis and Trump could tell a different story. Since DeSantis launched his presidential campaign about 6 weeks ago, he's gained about 3 percentage points in the national polls. Yes, gained. And Trump's average is down a little more than 2 percentage points since DeSantis got in, but he's still down by more than 28 points. But most importantly, in key battleground states, DeSantis performs far better against Trump than in national polls. And DeSantis fares better than Trump in a matchup against Biden in those states. In Wisconsin, recent poll shows Biden leading Trump by 9 points, but DeSantis by only 2 in a hypothetical head-to-head matchup. Another poll showing DeSantis actually beating Biden in Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Arizona. But that same poll has Biden defeating Trump in all 3 states. So the question is, are people writing DeSantis off too soon? The GOP won't officially announce their nominee until next summer's RNC convention, which is more than a year away. Joining me now, Scottie Nell Hughes, former Trump campaign surrogate and conservative political strategist. John Fugelsang, comedian and the host of Tell Me Everything weekday mornings on SiriusXM's Progress channel. And Kiran Chetry. She is a former CNN and Fox News Channel anchor, probably a familiar face to many of you as well. Thanks to all of you for coming in. All right, Scottie, let me start with you, since this is basically in your world. Is DeSantis being written off too soon?
Well, I think a bigger question is, why are we talking about DeSantis getting off too soon? There's a whole plethora of candidates, I think we're up to like 14 at this point, that are doing much worse in those polls than the top 2 guys. So I think this is a part of the narrative of they know that Trump's the nominee, and like every other...
Who's the they when you say they?
The conservatives, Republicans, and even the Democrats know that Trump is the nominee. Everybody else right now is kind of holding out for this Hail Mary to see if any of these cases against Trump actually work and take him out of the race, and then they're standing there still waiting to take his base. But unless that happens, it's going to be Trump.
So you have written him off.
I haven't written him off. First of all, I was one of those that thought he wasn't going to get in. He had a major promising future. He had just been reelected in Florida. Very popular. A lot of his ideals is exactly what the Conservative Party needs. But he jumped in for some reason. I think a lot of the traditional Republicans like him because he's their best chance to win the nomination over Trump. Like
over Biden.
Over Trump, win the nomination and then take on Biden.
Okay.
But you're looking at a whole mass field right now, whether Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, or Mickey Mouse seems to be joining in the Republican nomination. And we're not even, before you get DeSantis out, you're going to have to get the rest of them out because they're not even valuable at this point to the Republican Party.
Karen?
I mean, I see her point as well. One of the things that I think about is that all of this Trump support, the polling, isn't there a chance that it's really just a protest vote against what the Biden administration's doing right now in terms of the legal issues with Trump? So I don't know if they get behind closed doors, if that's really how they're going to vote.
So you think that it's actually going to be the reverse of what happened with polling with Trump before, which is that there are actually people who don't want to vote for Trump but don't want to admit it?
I think there's people that are worried about whether Trump can win in the general.
But it does seem to me, John, like a lot of Republicans just aren't thinking about winning. They're just thinking about Donald Trump is the guy. No, and they're mad.
Yes.
They're mad.
Oh,
and
yes,
Donald Trump is the spokesperson
yes.
for that.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, it's a few points here, a few points there. That's certainly, I don't believe the polls anyway.
DeSantis has been telling donors that the only ones with a chance of winning are himself and Biden. And he's right. And he's furious because he knows most likely Trump will go down again. And MAGA don't care. MAGA does not care about these polls. They don't care that Trump could be unelectable. They don't care about the indictments on the federal level, what's happened in New York and Georgia. There's many things that could happen to take Donald Trump out of this race.
But what does that mean?
If that happens, DeSantis has the most money. He's in the best position to rise if Trump has to drop out.
But what does that mean, has to drop out? What scenario is there where he has to drop out?
Well, the plaque surrounding his heart, Dan.
Okay.
Let's be blunt about it. He's not a healthy man.
So you mean if he were to pass?
If he were to have medical problems because of his incredibly grotesque diet and lifestyle, then yes. But again, there's Glenn Youngkin. He's the one who's really waiting because Chris Christie is going to pummel Ron DeSantis in these debates. Glenn Youngkin is the smart one. He's hanging back to see what happens. DeSantis, if he was smart, could have sat this one out, let Trump blow it, and been the golden boy in 2028.
Well, thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.